Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. So I want to start today's video off with an update to a video I posted a few days back. If you guys remember, it was about that massive golf cart sized object, what they called a meteor, although they didn't see it, that crashed into the ocean some 15 miles off the coast of Washington. There was this bright flash of light in the sky, a massive boom, houses shook. And yeah, it was some large space object. Now, as far as meteorites go, a golf cart-sized one is pretty big. And the reason they know it hit the ocean was because they were able to sort of track it on radar and triangulate where it had hit, although they didn't see it with their own eyes. And so there was a lot of mystery around this story from the get-go. And I wasn't fully buying the idea that it was a golf cart-sized meteorite. One of the reasons was because almost immediately there was this blackout as to where it hit and why it was that so many organizations were getting involved with trying to retrieve it. Even NASA got involved almost immediately in what amounted to the very first ever attempted ocean retrieval of a meteorite. So they'd never done this before. They'd never put so much money and manpower into actually going out into the ocean and diving down to find a space rock. First time ever. And so they began sending vessels out led by the NOAA, or the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, where they had planned to bring up the debris of this massive meteorite. Or what the locals who actually saw it with their own eyes described it as, quote, a spaceship. But I digress. And so they had planned on finding or discovering and pulling up an estimated yield of about 4,400 pounds of debris from this meteorite, scattered all along the ocean floor. I mean, there would have to be, right? I mean, it was so large, they're even saying it. I mean, they even described it as the largest meteorite fall that they had ever seen in 20 plus years of radar data. And this comes from one of the scientists leading the expedition to pull the debris up. And so, in the last couple of days, we have some new information about this so-called meteorite's discovery. And so they went out there to the area where the object hit, and guess what they found? Not a damn thing. That's what. Well, besides basically two little millimeter rocks, or fragments as you would call them, each of which were around 2 to 3 millimeters large. And that basically look like any rock, any average rock that you could find in the ocean. And I gotta tell you guys, this already reeks of further cover-up. They didn't find a damn thing, or at least they're saying they didn't, and their explanation as for why this some 4,400 pounds of debris is mysteriously missing is that, well, maybe the seafloor was too soft, and so this giant pile of debris maybe just sank into the seafloor, leaving only two extremely small fragments drifting that they somehow found at the bottom of this giant ocean canyon some 400 feet down. And well, of course, now that they have these two little teeny rocks, they have no plans to look for further fragments, which very well may be because this wasn't a meteorite fall at all. And that indeed maybe they have found nothing of this multiple ton debris field because whatever it was hit the water didn't disintegrate, and that very well may have been a much sturdier object that was going down into that specific area of the ocean to this underwater canyon for another reason. And that they are basically using these two little pieces of glass. They could just be pieces of sand or from who knows when. It could be from another meteorite fall years ago, as proof, selling it to the public. And after putting in all of this manpower of what was to be the discovery of a century, the largest in 20 years, these two little pieces of whatever are what they're giving us. And, yeah, that is the update. And it didn't smell right to me from the beginning, still doesn't smell right to me. They put all this manpower out there, won't tell us where it is, And then when they come back with nothing, they tell us, well, 4,400 pounds of debris may have simply just sunk into the seafloor within a day, leaving only 2 little teeny pieces in the entire area. So yeah, I mean, you guys tell me what you think down below. I'll put some links to these new findings, as they call them. But yeah, I think it's very possible that something else went down into the ocean, and we're not getting the whole story. So put your opinions down below. Now, in other news, here you're seeing an image of this strange green glowing object in what they're calling a comet that, just like the other mystery object we did a ton of videos about, it was called Oumuamua. It was that cigar-shaped object that came from outside of our solar system. They didn't know where it came from. They called that an asteroid, although everything about it said the opposite. And we have a second object here that they're calling a comet this time, that suddenly, before it even got super close to the sun, began glowing bright green as it began entering our solar system. And it's been pointed out to me that what's strange about this so-called comet is that it doesn't have a tail, and that it would appear to have 2 objects within this bright green cloud. The gas cloud, by the way, is around 260,000 kilometers in diameter, which is almost twice as wide as planet Jupiter. And so many of you, if you have backyard telescopes, you should be able to pick it up. It's certainly strange to me for a comet. It seemed to have no tail. It has 2 light sources in the middle of this green flash of light that was captured here, and we'll definitely keep an eye out on it. But if you guys notice, there's certainly a lot of mysterious objects entering our solar system lately. It's never been detected before. First, with this mysterious needle or cigar-shaped object that had an extremely high metal content. They had no idea where it came from. It slungshot itself around the sun. It's already gone, exiting our solar system. Now we have another object from outside of our solar system. I mean, this never happens. So it is truly something to keep an eye on. So stay tuned for updates. Now, in other news, check out this video that was posted out of southern England of some very strange-looking cloud formations. Okay, so this was posted by Charlie B on YouTube, who said, quote, "The kids at school spotted this strange cloud this afternoon in East Sussex. No idea how this formed." And so I'll put the original link to this down below. Yeah, this almost looks like a tube, like a cloud tube wrapping around. I mean, it really is a strange formation, almost as if it was originally maybe a whole cloud and something sort of cut through it or pushed this line of clouds out of it, because if you look below, you can sort of see what may have been the clouds that originally had made it just one big cloud, like they were pushed out. So whatever it is, however the formation was created, it is weird looking. I've always said that our clouds are some of the best indicators in the way they act sometimes of a presence of something or some sort of strange activity that's happening in our skies, because there's usually an indirect or direct effect on the clouds above. So tell me what you think of this down below. Awesome footage to Charlie B. Now, in other strange weather anomalies, check out this video of this weird green flash that was just captured over San Diego. Okay, this was posted by Tamara Gilbertson, titled "Sunset, Rare Green Flash, San Diego." And yeah, we really don't have any more info about this. We have a beautiful shot here of this sunset in the ocean, when suddenly we have this, what appears to be a bright flash of light. So is this just, something caused by the sun as it finally makes its descent down below the horizon line? Is this just an issue in the camera itself? You guys tell me what you think down below. And lastly today, I've been getting a lot of emails about my friend and fellow YouTuber StreetCap1, who apparently hasn't posted a video in a while. And so I attempted or am attempting to contact him on Twitter. Usually he gets back with me within a few hours. He hasn't yet, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't think anything was wrong. Maybe he's on vacation, but I get the same thing anytime I'm gone. And I usually tell you guys if I'm going to be gone for a while. I guess StreetCap didn't, so people have been kind of asking me. So I will keep you guys updated. I'm sure everything's fine. But if you haven't seen his videos, he does really awesome work finding anomalies on the moon and in space, and he has a really cool channel. So thank you guys for stopping by today. I've got much more in the works. I'll definitely have another video up tomorrow, so look out for that. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all back in just a bit.